All right, y'all. Money in the bank is over. I'm not going to sit on here long. My phone is blowing up. That is a given. I'm going to wait for some people to get in here. We're going to kick back, relax. Welcome to the Money in the Bank post show. If you guys are new here, definitely be sure to like this video. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel because when you guys subscribe, it does some amazing things for us. We are also live over on Twitch, and we are also live over on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And we have some cool things going on, man. We have some awesome things going on. We're posting a bunch of TikToks and stuff like that. I see a bunch of people rolling on in, and I just want to say thank you so much, guys. Nathan, we here. Ain't that the truth? People rolling in. Oh, shit. All right. So, guys, Money in the Bank took place. Let's just dive into it. What we just witnessed was a little wild, I think is fair to say. We witnessed Solo Sikoa pin Cody Rhodes. That's insane. David Decker, what is up, Billy? David, what is going on, my boy? What is going on? But yeah, no, we just witnessed Solo pin the WWE champion, which I believe is going to set up things for SummerSlam with Solo and Cody. That story within itself is such a long, long gifted story that you can only appreciate. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just one of those things where it feels good to witness it. But also, we had John Cena out there tonight, and John Cena announced his retirement, which is actually crazy. And we got some notes on that. And then we had CM Punk cost Drew McIntyre again after Drew McIntyre had just won the Money in the Bank briefcase, and I'm gonna give my thoughts on that. I definitely feel like that shit was a little off the wall. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Nathan says, acknowledge me. Nathan, you got to acknowledge me. David, you say, I know Seth can't challenge as long as Priest is champion, but Seth may have a loophole. Also, Priest was legitimately knocked out. Yeah, I'm going to talk about all of that, guys. I'm going to get into all of it. We're going to dive directly into it. So let's just start and go ahead with the Money in the Bank match, the match that kicked off the show. And I think it's fair to say that match was legitimately a fucking banger. The fact that they had the men's Money in the Bank match be the one that kicked off is wild to me. It's absolutely insane. I wasn't expecting it. But the fact that they did it, I loved it. And I want to talk about Jey Uso. I do understand that Jey Uso definitely has some bigger plans ahead, and I think that's why they didn't give him the briefcase. But just seeing him in this singles light is so amazing. I love it. I love seeing him with the fans. I love seeing him interact. Also, some notes to take in is that a lot of people had predicted that we were going to see a lot of run-ins, like Logan Paul was going to run in on LA Knight. The Wyatt Six were going to come out, interrupt Chad Gable. And we also predicted that AJ Lee or CM Punk would ultimately cost Drew, and somebody like Jey Uso, Andrade, or Carmelo Hayes would be the one walking away with the Money in the Bank briefcase. So I'm seeing a lot of people in here talk about Drew winning and how they felt like it was a waste of the briefcase, which ultimately is a fair thing to say. But I do want people to understand that there is a bigger picture here. See, Drew McIntyre having that briefcase and cashing it in is ultimately to play into the story of Punk Drew, right? Because I hate to break it to you guys, but that story is ultimately bigger than any world championship. And then obviously we'll talk about it in a little bit, but going into the World Heavyweight Championship match and what happened, you've seen some more seeds planted. So just understand that it's hard to sit up and say, oh, it's a waste of a briefcase when ultimately they are progressing a storyline. So that's just one thing to take into account. I understand that people have personal feelings about this and whatnot. It's very, very fair. But ultimately, it's just to progress the story. But we had some awesome spots in the match. Andrade and Carmelo Hayes with that sunset flip power bomb onto the ladder. I thought Carmelo Hayes died. Not even gonna lie. I was like, dude's cooked. It's cashed. But ultimately he was all right. And then like LA Knight with the neck breaker onto the side of the ladder, like that's got to hurt your back a little bit. Just ultimately a very solid Money in the Bank match. This pay-per-view, coming into it, I didn't expect much. but knowing what we got, it's insane. It is absolutely insane. And guys, feel free to drop your comments, your concerns, whatever down in the chat, because I will get to everything. Also, guys, feel free, if you would like, you're more than welcome to donate to the channel. I put it directly back into the channel, and I just genuinely appreciate you guys. We got 20 people in here right now, which is insane for a post show. So thank you so much for tuning in. Again, I'm live over on Twitch as well and on Twitter. But yeah, no, that match, it slapped. It slapped, but ultimately Drew walks away with the briefcase. Now, again, like we talked about before, this is ultimately going to play into a bigger story. And David said in the chat, he said Drew is going crazy. Yeah, I can imagine that's probably on the post show. And if that is the case, yeah, I actually made a video, and me and Ango have talked about it numerous times on his channel or even just on the post shows or whatever. But ultimately, Drew's heel turn is the most logical heel turn that WWE has ever told. You can't change my mind about it. David said, oh shit, he hit him. Drew just hit Adam Pearce on the post show. Yeah, Drew's not fucking happy, man. Drew is not happy, and it's ultimately going to play into everything that they got fucking going on. I love it. Me personally, let it happen. Drew is pissed. Again, it's going to ultimately play into a story that's much bigger. Guys, and if you guys are watching the press conference that followed Money in the Bank, I'll probably go watch it after this. So I know that CENA said he was, oh shit, it was elbow. I know CENA said that he was going to talk into the press conference and answer a lot of questions, and we'll get into that in a little bit about John Cena. But following that men's Money in the Bank ladder match that absolutely fucking slapped, by the way, I really have to stress that match, it's everything that you wanted. There was no interruptions. It was just 6 guys in a great professional wrestling match that involves some ladders, and you love to see it. You can't ask for anything more. But after that, we had Sami Zayn, and we had Sami Zayn, and we had Braun Breaker. Brandon, I see you in the chat. He knocked down 2 refs and Pierce and had to be pulled away by Wade Barrett. Yeah, Wade Barrett, I think, is actually going to play into this story. Call me crazy, but it's something that I see happening, especially just some little things that I've been seeing from Wade Barrett. I'm not going to get into too much detail about it, but Wade Barrett is getting really emotional about this situation. He obviously feels some type of way for his friend Drew McIntyre. That's what I'll say. But we had Braun Breaker, and then we had Sami Zayn. Now, everybody, including myself, predicted Braun Breaker winning this match. Now, maybe it's because people don't believe in Sami the way that we want to believe in Sami. But no, Sami is actually the ultimate like underdog, and him winning just makes you happy every time. So I wasn't even mad to see him lose or see him beat Braun, although many people wanted Braun to win strictly off the fact that Braun Breaker is like the ultimate rookie guy right now. It's one of those things. No shit. DeMar DeRozan to the Kings? Oh shit. I'm a basketball fan, and Nathan dropped it in the chat. Guys, if you know, over here we are big sports fans. But yeah, no. Seeing Sami win makes me very happy. I love it. Sami is just the ultimate good guy. Where they go from here, I don't know. You can continue the feud with Braun. I think it's very easy to navigate it that way. You continue it with Braun. Ultimately, I do believe that you put that title on Braun and you have it, you can kind of have Sami lose to him. I think that's fair to say. David said yes. Woj just reported it. That's fucking insane because De'Aaron Fox is on the Kings too, and they're going to be a problem. Brandon said it was a big surprise that Sami won. Definitely believed they were going to push Braun. Yeah, ultimately, I do think that they are going to push Braun. I think it's just a matter of time, right? Because you don't want to rush somebody into a spot like that just directly, because when you push them into a spot like that, it makes for mistakes too, right? Because ultimately, people could get tired of Braun really fast if you do that. So you work them in, and this is them just ultimately working Braun Breaker in. David said, I think Harrison Barnes is heading to the Spurs. That'd be crazy from the Mavs. Denisha says, "Hey Billy, hey Denisha, I hope you're doing well." David said, "SummerSlam is possibly where Sammy loses the title." So David, to that I say we'll see, because we've been saying that Sammy's going to lose the title, and we said like he was going to have a short run, but this man's on a rampage and he is just spazzing. Nathan says, "So does Seth get another shot at the title since he got screwed?" No, I don't think so. I think they're going to play into this storyline, and I think ultimately you're going to see the match between Seth and Punk at WrestleMania. Again, those are the seeds that got planted, which I'll get into shortly. Pee Wee says, "What up, Billy? What did you think of Money in the Bank?" It was a great show, man. Overall, I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. The only reason why it's not getting a 5-star for me right now is because my childhood hero John Cena is retiring, and I'm sad. Um, Denisha, you want the moderator duties again? I have to hook that up. So, Denisha, message me personally on Discord, because I do see that you are on Discord. So definitely message me. But guys, we had Sammy and Braun, and then after that, we had a nice little segment from my man John Cena. After Trish Stratus had announced him, brought him out, and I didn't notice it at first, and I post my reactions over on TikTok, but I didn't notice it at first. His T-shirt said "The last time is now." Um, so I'm not sure if that means like, oh, are we gonna get John Cena on Raw on Monday? Because if so, like, count me in, because I don't know what story they have, excuse me, planned for Cena. But I think ultimately, you get Randy and Cena at WrestleMania, and I think that's going to be the story that they have play out here, especially because when you think of who should retire John Cena and who should be his final match, I don't think it gets any better than Randy Orton. Nathan, you said that women's Money in the Bank match was straight fire. Yeah, it was gas. It was gas. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I only watched a little bit of it, that match in particular. Nathan also said Cena over Punk. Love you, Billy. Fuck you, Nathan. I just all right. I'm playing. But we had John Cena come out. He announced his retirement, said that the Royal Rumble in 2025 will be his last. The Elimination Chamber in 2025 will be his last, and then WrestleMania 41 will be his last. So again, I think we have Randy and Cena for the final time. Now, ultimately, do you give a title shot to John Cena at his age? I guess we'll see how the story plays out. You don't want to take any opportunities from up and coming talent. And I think that's one thing that Cena has stressed. And I think that's one thing that I know for a long time, many people didn't believe, but Cena has ultimately, definitely made sure that the younger talent had their shine and made sure that they look good. David Decker said, "Did you see Balor when Priest left? Ref bump, Priest versus Gunther, and Balor comes out and cost Priest the title." Yeah, David, I could see that happening. I could see that 100% happening. It's always a ref bump though. Pee Wee says John Cena's on the post show. I'll go back and watch it just to see what he's saying. So after I'm done with this, I'll go out and watch that. So guys, ultimately what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up my thoughts on the show, and then at the end we'll kick back, hang out, talk in the chat, and we'll run through it that way. That way we can all have a normal conversation directly going into it. But after that, guys, we had the World Heavyweight Championship match. And yes, everything happened that you expected to happen. We had Seth Rollins taking on Damian Priest in what was going to be a good match. And there was a, I'm not going to use the word botch because these guys, they're professionals and things happen. So, using the word botch is stupid, but there was a mishap in the ring where Damian Priest just didn't get his elbow up, and the ref technically should have counted to 3, but ultimately to protect the match and protect what was happening, they didn't. Now, I do believe that instead of maybe I think the music might have been or the music of Drew McIntyre should have hit a little bit sooner. And I think they just had, some technical difficulties, which overall they were having all night. Like there were things all night that were just mishapping on commentary or with music or whatever the case. There were just some mishaps, and those things happen. You can't even be mad at it. It's like, okay, well, it didn't ruin what happened. So ultimately, Damian Priest and Seth Rollins put on a fucking phenomenal match. It was like just good pro wrestling, and you love to see it. Hitting their finishers, the stomp, Falcon Arrow. The Falcon Arrow was ultimately the move that Priest didn't kick out of. And again, you could lead into that. You can definitely lead into Damian technically not kicking out. So again, you just got more of a story. So if you do want Seth to go on and fight for the title, you could be like, hey, like, I technically pinned you, dude. And if you're a real champion, you'll give me another shot. I don't know. That's fantasy booking, but it is what it is. Ultimately, Drew came out and inserted himself into the match to make it a triple threat match, which if you guys go and watch my reaction on TikTok, which you can find me at, it's down below in the description. Over on TikTok, I had said, this dude, he's a dumbass. Why would you insert yourself into the match knowing that there's a dude on your head top? He's looking for you. He's seeking you. And he went to fucking, hold on. That dude legitimately went to fucking Glasgow, Scotland, and cost you that match. You didn't think he was going to take a little drive over to the border? Canada's not that far. 8-hour, 9-hour drive. Nothing too bad. I'll go there. Want to know why? You beat the shit out of me. You took my wife's bracelet. You took my bracelet with my wife's name and my dog's name. I'm beating the shit out of you. It's just how it goes. It's just how it goes. That's the rule. It's knowledge. You don't mess with family. Vin Diesel type shit, David said pre-show had that too. Okay. Said, my boy, what's good? It's nice to see everybody in here. I appreciate all you guys being here. But yeah, ultimately, Drew got cost the World Heavyweight Championship again. Damian Priest retained again. And I think that needs to be talked about more because obviously the bigger story is Drew and Punk, but Damian Priest retained again. So just let that be known. Don't lower this guy just because one guy is bigger. No, Damian Priest retained his World Heavyweight Championship, and they're putting him in the match with Gunther, which is ultimately going to be a banger, and people are expecting that Gunther is going to win, which I ultimately believe as well, just considering the fact the relationship between Gunther and Triple H is obviously pretty big. But Drew gets cost the World Heavyweight Championship again. CM Punk comes out and legitimately just mollywopped. I mean, beat the brakes off Drew. Like he owed him fucking lunch money. Like, beat the shit out of him. Drew beat the shit out of him the last time. Apparently just left him bloody. But, like, I just witnessed, the ass whooping that CM Punk has given Drew. Now, the question is, who's going over in that fucking match? Honestly. Said, damn, that CENA retirement news definitely broke me. I knew it was coming, but it still hurts. LOL. Yeah, said, it does. It does. I think, for me, I'm 26 years old, so I grew up on John Cena. He was my hero. Always has been and always will be my hero. That guy, seeing him go sucks. It does. But just happy that we're getting him for a little bit longer. So I'm not going to beat myself up just yet. But you best betcha when WrestleMania 41 hits, because ultimately what I think you can do, if you want me to fantasy book it a little bit, not sure if anybody even asked or even cares, but ultimately, if you want to fantasy book it, you can have Cena win his 17th title at WrestleMania 41 and have him retire there. And then you have a fresh slot for new talent to go take the title. Cena walks away with his 17th. He walks out a champion, rightfully so. He breaks Ric Flair's record, who CENA has ultimately been more loyal to the company. And yeah, there you go. Said had the CENA posters, shirts, even the spinner belt. Definitely hands down my GOAT. Yeah, I agree. He was my GOAT too. He was definitely my GOAT. That guy was everything that you wanted in a professional wrestler. He was the ultimate good guy. Never changed up, never switched up. Although I know all of us wanted that CENA heel turn. But he never switched up. The ultimate GOAT. So Drew McIntyre, again, got his ass whooped. Damian Priest retained, but ultimately Seth Rollins got screwed. See, Seth Rollins made it to where, if I lose, I'm not going to be able to challenge you for the World Heavyweight Championship. And that is exactly what happened. Now, Seth Rollins cannot go for the World Heavyweight Championship as long as Damian Priest is the world champion. So Seth has some things he has to figure out and get in line and hope that somebody wins that belt from Damian Priest. Brandon said, CENA said on the post show that he plans on going all the way through from January 2025 to December. Okay, so he's not going to be back now. He's just going to go all the way into, okay. All right, that makes sense. So he's just going to do all year next year. Got it. Thank you, David. I appreciate you. Let's not spoil the post show for Billy. Thank you, Gabe. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. Because, yes, I am going to go back and watch the post show myself after I get off here in about an hour or so. But, yeah, ultimately, I appreciate all the love that you guys have given me. Again, I see that we have 23 people in here. So if you guys are new here, or we have 25. If you guys are new here, definitely be sure to like this video. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. So I definitely appreciate all the people that are here. Thank you guys so much. Money in the Bank has been a great show, or it was a great show. And So the World Heavyweight Championship match, Damian Priest retains. Let's move on to the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, which, by the way, I'm just saying, I got this prediction right. It was Tiffy time. It was always going to be Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton is everything that you want out of a superstar. She has the look. She has the charisma. She has the athleticism. Oh, my boy. Yes, sir. Omer, my dog. Dropped $2 super chat. My man. I appreciate you, brother. Always. And Omer as well. You and I, we need to get together because we got to figure some stuff out and do some stuff together that we had been planning on that we never got around to. So, guys, be on the lookout for me and Omer. I'm just saying. You guys never know what's really cooking up behind the scenes. Just know relationships are being made, meeting good people, things are happening. So, Omer, big shout out to you, man. Guys, go subscribe to Real Take Wrestling. This man, he gets pro wrestling. He is a huge fan, and he is as authentic as a person as it gets. So, big shout out to this guy, man. Appreciate you, Omer. But yeah, no, it was always going to, you heard it here. It's happening soon. You know that. It was always going to be Tiffany Stratton. There was never a shot that it wasn't. Again, going back, it was the charisma. It was the athleticism. It was the look. She has it. She's the it factor. She's literally what you want out of a superstar. So WWE ultimately pulled the trigger tonight and gave you just that. They gave you the person that you have been chanting for. It's who everybody wanted. There's no denying it. So Tiffany Stratton wins the Money in the Bank, the women's. Ultimately, I do believe that she'll actually, because the fans are so behind her, I do believe, I don't know. If you want to give Nia Jax the WWE Women's Championship, I believe ultimately you have a good story between Tiffany and Nia there, because they are good friends in real life. So you definitely can make a story out of that. But the match itself, let's talk about the match itself. It was fucking insane. Io Sky and Zoe Stark. I thought Zoe Stark broke her neck getting power slammed like that. I'm not even gonna fucking lie to you. I thought she was cooked. I thought she was done for. Chelsea Green going through a table. I seen somebody post a TNA clip. I think it was Jordan Grace, actually. Jordan Grace actually posted a TNA clip on Twitter of Chelsea Green going through a table. So Chelsea Green definitely has experience in going through tables, which is insane to think about. A lot of people wanted Chelsea to win too. So it's nice to see Chelsea even get that shine that she deserves. She has definitely turned herself into a fan favorite as well, which is not by design. I think it was actually meant to make us hate her, but none of us really hate her. All of us actually enjoy her a little too much. Um, man, man, oh man, oh man. So Tiffany wins. She becomes Miss Money in the Bank, and you have some great stories to come out of that. But let's now dive in to the main event. And guys, again, at the end of the show, I'll go through. We could sit back, we could chat, we could talk about this. It's going to be fun and games. Fun and games. I'll probably stay on about an hour. Then we're about almost 30 minutes in. So again, probably another 10 discussing the show, spend about 20 chit-chatting. You new here, like, subscribe, the whole nine. Here we go, David, really fast. Here's something to think about. What if Chelsea Green oh, okay. All right, that is something to think about. Just a thought process. You never know what can happen, especially with how annoying Chelsea is. But going into the main event, a lot of people question why this would be the main event. SmackDown, up until recently, was the slower show. It was Monday Night Raw. Raw obviously had the bigger feuds going on. Roman being gone, definitely, you felt that with SmackDown. The Rock not being there, you felt that with SmackDown. Cody Rhodes being the champion was legitimately for quite a minute. They're holding it down until actually a show in Detroit happened that I was actually at. And Tama Tonga debuted. And you seen Tama Tonga debut. And then Backlash happened. And you've seen Tonga Loa debut. And then this random SmackDown a couple weeks ago happened. And you've seen Jacob Fatu debut. And ultimately, you got what is now the new bloodline. And a lot of people still believe that it's a little too slow. Like the World Heavyweight Championship was a little bit bigger of a feud, which I argue, just for the mere fact that the bloodline and Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, that story lingers. It's a long-term story. I think it kind of trumps the World Heavyweight Championship in this regard, especially with how the match played out. So this match happened. Solo comes out. Solo, Jacob, Tama Tonga taking on Randy, Kevin, Cody. Now, people expected, I think let's just address the elephant in the room. People expected Roman to show up, and he didn't. There was no Roman Reigns. Sorry to burst everybody's bubble. Money in the Bank was not going to be the show that Roman Reigns showed up at. But no, my prediction was absolutely right when I said that this was to make Solo Sikoa seem like the biggest threat to Cody Rhodes. He just pinned Cody Rhodes. He is now the biggest threat to Cody. This bloodline is the biggest threat to Cody Rhodes now. Besides Randy Orton, who kind of lingers in the background, but we'll talk about that in the video one day. Solo just made himself ultimately Cody's biggest op, right? And the match and the way that it played out just told you a story that made you want to gravitate more to it. I don't know. A lot of people may not have liked it, but I did. I did. Now, I will say I hate seeing Kevin Owens lose so much to the bloodline. I hate seeing Randy Orton lose so much to the bloodline, which ultimately they got to be getting pissed off at too. And Cody Rhodes being the only one to be able to triumph them. I don't know. There's a lot of stories that you can tell here. A lot. Jacob Fatu, it was his in-ring debut. So you got to see a lot of, or not a lot, but you got to see some of Jacob Fatu. If you guys don't know, Jacob Fatu wrestled on the independent scene, and this guy was a animal. Animal. There's no other way to describe it. Dude was a beast, and WWE made sure to add that in and show you and tell you all about Jacob Fatu. In fact, on commentary, Michael Cole you know, said to you, "Oh, WWE had to pull a lot of strings to get Jacob into Canada," which is a callback to his criminal record that Jacob actually had, that he had gotten when I want to say he was 18 years old, which I believe he's in his 30s now. But yes, Jacob Fatu had a criminal record. It was going to be hard for him to get into the country, kind of the same way that it was for Jey. Jey ultimately had a lot of DUIs, and it's kind of crazy. But every time Jey came to Detroit, he always got some kind of DUI. Might speak something. I don't know. But they tell you all about Jacob, which, truth be told, they want to put Jacob over. That is like their main goal, is to get Jacob as over as possible. Because I do think that later on, Jacob is going to play a bigger picture in this storyline. And I don't even know how this storyline ends. Truth be told, that's another thing that like we haven't talked about. How does the Bloodline story end? I don't know. I don't know where you go from here. I don't know what you do. There's just so many moving parts that needs to be discussed. But the match itself showed a lot of Jacob and what he could do in the ring, because a lot of people hadn't seen Jacob in the ring, but they had hyped him up like, "Oh, we've seen Jacob in the ring." So you got to see a lot of that, but also you got to see Solo play into the tribal chief character, which he looked great in that position. This guy took it on. A lot of people thought he was going to fail, just because Jacob Fatu had came in. So many people thought like, oh, Jacob's going to overshine him, which has not been the case at all. In fact, Jacob's been a huge protector, I want to say, in the idea of Solo. Jacob protects Solo in the way that maybe Solo protected Roman. So again, it becomes a successor story, which is okay. It's easy to tell, and you don't overplay it, right? Because now you just have another story between Jacob and Solo later on down the line. Do you see what I'm saying? And how the puzzles connect? I don't know. There's a lot of things that you could do. I'm happy with it. But ultimately, Solo Sikoa got the pin. He pinned Cody Rhodes. And it was a 1-2-3 clean finish. It was crazy. Solo pinned the WWE champion. Ultimately, I'm happy with it. I love the outcome. They are going to face each other. They're going to face each other at SummerSlam, which I'm super excited for myself. And it's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be great. But I want to say that's all I got. I thought I was gonna discuss this a little bit more. But there's more to tell. And the story is going to continue on. You're gonna see some great things. I'm super excited for what they got coming in the future. But guys, I want to get your guys' thoughts. So definitely feel free to hop in the chat and tell me what you guys thought of the show overall. What was your favorite part of the show? What did you dislike about the show? Because I know there was a lot of dislikes. I definitely know there was a lot of dislikes. Also, guys, we are live over on Twitch. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Twitter as well. So definitely feel free, if you guys would like to, drop a super chat. It definitely helps the channel out, and it gets thrown right back into the channel. So I appreciate you guys so much. David said, Scottish psychopath coming. Punk just drove McIntyre to the edge of, no, he did. I think Drew has officially had enough. Again, guys, feel free to drop your comments, concerns, whatever, your thoughts on the show. What was your favorite? What did you dislike? Drop it all in the chat and let's discuss it, man. I want to have a discussion. That's like the best part of these post shows, is it's ultimately being able to discuss with you guys and get your guys' opinions. And that way you guys are heard as well. Pee Wee, is there a WWE pay-per-view tomorrow? Yes or no? Or am I going to be covering it? Yes, I will be covering Heat Wave tomorrow because Heat Wave is on tomorrow. NXT Heat Wave. It's going to be a good show. Going to be a good show tomorrow, and I will be covering it. You got the Fatal 4-Way match. I want to say that is for the NXT title, and they got that new young bull in there who looks absolutely outstanding. I can't think of his name off the top of my head just because my head from tonight. There's a lot of pro wrestling going on. I'm not sure if Omer's still in here, but Omer, you watched Collision. What happened with MJF? That's something that I'm interested in as well. Yes, guys, AEW has been killing it. So for all the 21 people in here, AEW is back doing their thing. So I just want to make sure and keep myself up. If not, I'll go back and watch that too. Just a lot of pro wrestling, man, and you got to be able to dissect it in a certain way. David said the ref in the main event better get extra pay after taking that much of a bump. Yeah, no, he was getting his ass whooped. He was legitimately getting his ass whooped. Like, I was like, oh shit, this guy just, I felt bad for the guy, if I'm being honest with you. I was like, I don't even know how to go about or feel about this. I don't know, man. He was getting his ass whooped. David said MJF said the fans betrayed him. See, I just have one problem with that. I don't know how. When ultimately they loved him way too much. I think they just kind of messed up with the Adam Cole story and they got to rewrite their wrongs, which is okay. Go ahead and rewrite them. I'm fine with it. As long as you keep telling the stories that you've been telling me on TV and keep up with those, cool. Count me in. I'm along for the ride. So MJF said the fans betrayed him. That's crazy. See, that makes me want to hate him. I'm not going to lie. Which I'm not going to because I love MJF too much. I can't even lie to you guys. But yeah, guys, I want to get your guys' thoughts on the show. Definitely feel free to pop in, leave a comment. Tell me again the bad, the good, the indifferent. You let me know. He said they were chanting, "Thank you, Joe." Oh, what after Dynasty or not Dynasty World's End? Okay, if that's the case, they're just making up lies. Because hell, no, they were not. I remember not even wanting Joe as the champion, at least me personally. That's insane. That is absolutely insane to me. Let me go see what Twitter's talking about. Let's go see what Twitter is talking about. Apparently John Cena said ultimately when he retires, we'll see him in a suit and tie. The jorts and iconic uniform will be retired. It's not even fair. It's not even fair, dude. John Cena retiring hurts. It does. I'm gonna be honest with you. It hurts. It hurts the childhood in me because it makes me feel old as shit. Fuck, it makes me feel old. A lot of people are a lot of people are talking about Tonga Loa and how he botched the low blow. Somebody said King Gao, I want to say on Twitter, he said New Japan fans tried to tell y'all about Tonga Loa and you motherfuckers called us haters. How did you botch a low blow? Gus tried to give Kevin Owens a prostate exam. So yeah, no. if you look, oh shit, did he? Boom. Fuck yeah. Thank you. Because that all in, those two, banger. Count me in. I did want Cole and MJF again, but MJF and Ospreay is so fine with me. I'm so okay with that. Let's see. Twitter is having a field day. Yo. Yeah, said Tangaloa is such a botch, dude. He shoved his thumb up his ass. Oh my word. There is no way. I seen it happen too, and I remember it happening, and I was like, shit, he really just hold on. I want to hear what Drew McIntyre said real fast. Bro. I am not going. Hey, listen, I'm not sure if you guys could hear that. CM Punk post show. Oh shit, was he on the post show? Was CM Punk on the post show? David said bold prediction: MJF has Ospreay ready for the pin, and Adam Cole comes in and costs MJF the match. I don't think they're going to do that again, David. I think if they're smart, they won't, because then you just that the MJF Ospreay match was pointless. That's how I view it. But shit, dude, Drew was pissed. All right. Andrew Baydala over on Twitter. So if you break it down, Cena is working the Rumble of 2025, the Chamber, Mania. So that's 3 straight months of Cena. Money in the Bank, 2025, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series at a minimum. That's not including any of what's happening now, because he ultimately came out now, and it looks like that is going to be his schedule. You have the John Cena Eras Tour. Dude, Drew was beating the shit out of these. He was pissed. I know where you live. If you guys go into the community tab on my YouTube, you guys can go see what I posted. It was a picture of CM Punk, and somebody said he looked like a demon, which he did. Pee Wee. Yeah, no, cool. Thank you for letting me know, because I will go and watch CM Punk on the press conference. I want to know if he's okay. Oh, okay. So this happened on Collision tonight. Jeff Jarrett has requested to be the special enforcer for Hangman Page versus Bryan Danielson with the Blackpool Combat Club with the Elite all banned from ringside. Okay. Tony Khan and Christopher Daniels made it official. Dude, great. I love it. I love that so much. And the fact that they allowed Jeff Jarrett to have a moment like that and still involving him in the Owen Cup is amazing. Okay, yes. So this is from, actually, Phil's a subscriber of mine. Phil said, "This is great. John Cena now confirmed that WrestleMania will not be the last match of his career. He will be wrestling throughout the year of 2025 on specific dates to allow him to fully close his career on his terms." There you go. That's how Cena is going. I love it. Yeah, David, I like this. Cena wins the title at the end of the year and then vacates the title, and the title will be put on the line in the Rumble. Maybe not so much the Rumble, but definitely have like a fatal 4-way match just to all the hot guys at the time, whatever the case is. A lot of people are tired of how Naomi. I said this in one of my short videos, but Jacob Fatu, he hit the whisper in the wind. Yeah, that was funny. When Cole asked CM Punk what he was doing, he said, "What are you doing, Phil?" Punk said, "My job." Listen, this has turned into a little Twitter, just me scrolling through Twitter and just giving it all to you guys. It makes for good content, man. And I found out some things that I didn't know. But ultimately, if you guys are new here, definitely be sure to like this video. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel because we are putting out content daily at all times and things are rolling. So I will have a video up tomorrow, kind of giving a more in-depth detail of just whatever the hot topic may be. So definitely be sure to subscribe. Also, if you guys would like, feel free to drop a super chat. It gets read up on the screen no matter what. And it goes directly towards the channel. All of this goes directly back into what we are doing here. Oh, no shit. Did he really? David, you're lying. No way. Marco stunt return. Okay. All right. Cool. He returned with the Jurassic Express theme song. That's fucking awesome, dude. But guys, I want to say I'm going to call it for tonight. We did about 45 minutes. I appreciate everybody who stayed. We had 20. I think our top might have been like 30. I'm not sure. But ultimately we had over 25 people in here at one time, which is awesome. And I appreciate you guys so much. So much. You guys have been nothing but good to me. Again, you're new here. Definitely be sure to like this, subscribe. TikTok, follow my TikTok. It's down linked in the description below. Join the Discord. We are starting a family over on Discord, man. That is a good way for everybody to be able to connect. Discord, I am going to start pushing down people's throats. So if you don't like Discord, unsubscribe, I guess. I'm going to push that down the throat. Just I want you guys to be able to interact with each other, be able to keep up with one another. So yeah, definitely join the Discord. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, which again, guys, we were live tonight on Twitch and Twitter as well. So you can follow me on Twitch. You can follow me on Twitter. The Twitter is Billy D TKO. So that's the only little switch. But Twitch, it's Billy TKO. YouTube, Billy TKO. And TikTok, Billy TKO as well. I do appreciate you guys so much. Yes, David, I am going to go watch the post show now. I think I've got it all out of the way. I appreciate you guys so much. All love. I'll be talking to you later. Peace.